Can animals have friendships with humans? Ever wondered if animals have a deeper relationship with you than you think? Did it ever occur to you if they could fully understand everything you were saying to them? This video will look at if animals, both household and untamed animals, can have friendships with humans. If you are new to this channel, before we continue, smash that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications for more intriguing videos like these. We all love to have pets around us, forming strong bonds with them, sometimes than even between ourselves. We tend to make them ultimately part of everything in our lives, and they act as great companies to be around. Some of us even have gone as far as to have pets deemed wild and dangerous around the world. For someone to form a relationship with a wild animal like a bear is one thing. Still, the most fascinating part of this relationship is the wild animal's acceptance to be a part of that relationship as well. It is not rare to have a wild bear or a lion or even a tiger as your pet, but evidence shows that having them as your friend is guaranteed for life. Recently, scientific research has begun to discover why these animals might be willing to form lasting bonds with us. We will go on a worldwide journey of discovery to uncover the reasons behind some of the most unexpected animal-human friendships, from how a hippo could become part of a family to how dolphins end up teaching fishermen how to fish, to even how a human could be allowed to be a part of a pack of wild hyenas without being harmed. So today in this video, we will uncover what lies at the heart of these extreme but beautiful pairings. Almost all of us have strong bonds with animals, and for most people, that means their pets like cats, dogs, and hamsters. But for some people, they have made close bonds with animals that we would generally tend to avoid. So, how is this even possible? We will find out how these relationships are formed, why they work, and what's in it for humans and animals. We are going to start with how 3 extraordinary relationships are formed. The first one will take us all the way to Canada, specifically in Vancouver near the small town of Abbotsford, where a man takes care of his polar bear. Yes, you heard it right, a 500-pound polar bear. He has been taking care of his pet polar bear since it was 8 weeks old. They do many activities together, but the one thing the polar bear enjoys the most is swimming with him. The polar bear is clingy to the man and prefers to have all the attention of the man to itself. Whenever visitors arrive, it smells the air to try to identify who exactly they could be. It gives a low rumble anytime she is with him, showing that she is happy and content that he is around. You could relate this with how cats purr anytime they get happy. It seems he is a companion and a mother and a father since he has raised it since it was 8 weeks old. The man used to train animals for movie roles and was asked to look for a polar bear for a new upcoming movie. He stumbled upon it at a zoo that wanted to sell this animal since the mother of the cub was unable to take care of it. He was relieved to have found a polar bear for the role, but he didn't expect how they would form an inseparable bond between them. Even though he has a full-grown polar bear living with him, he has never felt any danger of being around the polar bear. Researchers show that the main reason for this kind of relationship between the man and the polar bear is because the polar bear being born and living among humans for a long time has quickly made it override most of its natural instinct. Hence, it stands to reason that this polar bear would develop this kind of relationship and look to the man as a parental figure. If it was a full-grown polar bear, it might have been a different story. Another possible cause of the strong bond between animals and humans is imprinting. This is a psychological term that occurs in animals and theoretically in humans in their first hours of life. The newborn creature bonds to the type of animals at birth and tends to mimic the first animal, specifically the mother. There is no subjective evidence of animal imprinting on animals. In South Africa, a hippopotamus is said to have imprinted on a couple and have stayed with them for 13 years. The couple feeds and gives shelter to the hippo and even gives a few hugs and kisses once in a while. It even can come into their home for dinner from time to time. This is a fantastic phenomenon because hippos are known to be the world's deadliest animals, having the highest rate of killing humans in the animal kingdom. So, to be able to give a hippo a hug is extraordinary, since they are by nature very territorially sensitive and attack whoever enters their territory. Although the hippo goes on her own into the wild and to socialize with other wild hippopotamuses, she always comes back to spend time with her, should I say, family. Another example of imprinting is between a goose and a 53-year-old man in the central part of Los Angeles. Anywhere the man can be found, especially during his morning walks through the park, the goose can be seen waddling not far behind. Another possible reason for humans having a solid relationship with animals is that a person can tend to be a dominant figure in their lives. A woman in South Africa has proven this to be confirmed by being allowed in a pack of not just 2 but 3 lions, specifically 2 male lions and 1 female lioness. This is remarkable because lions are known to be very unpredictable and can attack you on sight. This might be because the woman and these lions have a mutual understanding and respect for each other, which has made the woman earn the trust of these lions. The woman is known to have been with lions in the reserve since they were cubs. This has made the woman a dominant figure in their lives, enabling her to get too close to them and interact with them freely, even to the extent of play and petting them as well. The attachment between these lions and the woman is vital because they see her as that dominant figure since they were cubs. Although this looks like a thrilling experience between you and me, I'd instead love to admire these magnificent creatures from afar or in the comforts of my home on a TV screen. Another example of humans having solid friendships with animals due to being the dominant figure between them is Texas, where a man has befriended a buffalo. Buffaloes are wild animals that move in herds and instinctively fight for anything, from fighting for a territory to fighting for grazing rights to even fighting for who gets to mate in the herd. They are very aggressive in nature with their huge intimidating size and deadly horns, but this particular buffalo has a very soft spot for its owner. He was taken away and cared for because he was too weak to suckle at birth and abandoned his mother. He then took it upon himself to take care of the young buffalo. He has been taking care of it for the past 6 years. He says he has never felt any fear when around it because he knows it will not hurt him. He did disclose that while the buffalo was still a calf, it would constantly kick him with his hind legs and headbutt him. Still, later along the years, it stopped doing so because the man kept acting unbothered by these actions. This made him a dominant figure over the buffalo. He even speaks of times when the buffalo would come into his home to spend some quality time with him, watching TV, and even going swimming together. There is also the point where there can be humans integrating into the ways and understanding the behavioral patterns of animals to gain trust and form lifelong bonds between them. This is depicted by how a man who has been working with a large carnivorous animals for 15 years has been able to integrate himself into a pack of hyenas by learning through close contact and interactions with them. Hyenas are incredibly sophisticated animals, having a complex hierarchy and are very intimidating with brute scavenging skills. They weigh up to twice the weight of a full-grown wolf. They have a very sophisticated and fluid social structure, all governed by dominance and how each one finds its place in the pack. The man has admitted that working with hyenas is rather dangerous, learning the hard way. He has been attacked and hospitalized about 5 times. Setting up his own reserve, he could integrate, learn, and interact with these wild animals. His goal is to change the public's perception about hyenas as being very hostile and feared nature. He plays with them like he would with dogs, which gives him time to learn about their social structure and how he can maintain his position in the pack. He has a very unique relationship with the hyenas. By combining his knowledge of each individual and their position in the hierarchy and his ability to assert his dominance where needed, he seems to have become one of the gang. In doing so, he has proven that hyenas are not as intimidating as many people would have you believe. This shows a timid side to these wild animals that you are yet to know having individual personalities. The nature of the human-animal couples we have seen so far is complex. Still, the people involved are attempting to fulfill a human instinct to care for others, find companions, and better understand the world around us, but find out what we can learn from looking at all these odd couples. So as you have seen, humans can have strong friendships with animals, even the wild, strange, and peculiar one. So, that's all for today, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, and share as many times as you can so everyone gets to know that animals can be your best friend.